Good evening. It's 7 o'clock on a Monday night, and I want to say I woke up from a nap, which I didn't know I'd fallen asleep, by the way, not that long ago. And I was kind of come to, and what day is it? What time is it? Oh my goodness, I better get going. So here I am, made it, and I managed to pick up a phone call that I needed to do, plus a text. So, welcome to Mental Mind Treatments. And I'm still waking up, believe it or not. Just excuse me, I got to water the pumps, so to speak. So I was really glad when I saw the time because didn't even know it was Monday when I woke. What day is it? What time is it? Oh my goodness. So luckily everything's pretty well in place. So I was able to quote make it. Had an unusual day and I ended up having to sleep. So anyway, mental mind treatment card that I picked up from the guide box. If you can read it and what it says, I'll tell you what it says. Everything I see is my interpretation, a story I tell myself. That I have learned over time that can't be it. That is so true. That is so true what we do. And on the other side, it says, we see things not as they are, but as we are. And that is talking to and about how we see things through our own vision or our own screens, our own perceptions, how things have been and within our lives, how they have worked, how they have come together. So I want to thank you already for those that are putting things up on the board. And I have two already down here, but I'm just going to go through the ones. Maggie G says, good evening, and thank you for the blessings with your treatments. I will listen tonight and absorb all your words of wisdom. Blessings to you and all. And blessings to everyone today, which is great. Marion says blessings to all, but I also have something from her. She texted in. So we're going to start, first of all, with Kayla, who had phoned earlier and was very surprised when I phoned her within probably 10 minutes ago. So Kayla is an artist and does wonderful work. And she has painted a big painting to go up in her apartment building in the foyer. And so a lot of this is a little bit about when we talked briefly, is it all the energies? And I've suggested, and she agreed, it was that her painting was going up. So there's a fear about that. And I know that's like that when books come out for me over the years, when I was opening a new show and I was doing something, there is this, how are they going to take it? What if they don't like it? Everything. And first of all, it's not about them. It's about you, for Kayla. And also, I pulled out 3 numbers. And for those those of you, please forgive my diction here, that are interested in the numbers of the cards I get. Number 6, which is the Lovers, 22, the Fool, and 4, the Emperor. And so what we got here really is the emotional element of the 6, the emotions running and the uncertainty and the fear that comes with that. But really what we just need to do is have faith in ourselves. I personally suggest, I'm going to say this because some of you else may be facing a new situation. So get your aura in tight and, close to you. I always recommend 18 inch. And in a situation like this, when there'll be other people, is in close, about 18 inches, if you can make it that. Everything shouldn't be really more than 3 feet, but 18 inches. And also that have faith. You have been given this wonderful gift, and so appropriate, this card today. People see things as they are, not as they are, but as they are. So what that you're hitting there, and your work is so intuitive. Yes, it will hit them. So whatever they say doesn't matter. You know how long you worked on that painting. I know how long you worked on that painting. I know that whatever reaction that people have to that painting, it is awakening them at some level. And most people don't like being woken up. Most people don't like seeing the trend, shall we say, the transmission of the wonder of God. We'll put it, say, bluntly. Boy, I'm still haven't caught up to my mouth yet, but I know that Kayla will be fine. But so anyway, what we're going to do is do a treatment. And the treatment for Kayla really is to have faith and stand in her truth. Stand in it. Or closer, ground. And that's what's going to be important. So, and not go from what's happened in other times in your life. That's definitely, that's the 4. I didn't really address that. That's the 4. When we get sort of cynical about what's going to happen because it's happened before or we've reacted before, and we don't particularly want to do that. So here we go. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that I am connected to the love force of being, and therefore I speak my word for Kayla. And as I speak my word for Kayla, I know that at the moment that the painting goes up and is unveiled, that she just grounds importantly and allows the light, I'm going to say the light of God, the light of the beingness, the light of the oneness that many people call it, shines down on you and smiles, knowing that the painting is going to bring to people all sorts of different impressions. And even though some will like and some will be critical, it may be time when they come into that foyer, every time the energy that you put into your paintings, the energy that is there seeps in, and changes will happen and occur. They may not be represented in that moment, but over time, seeing that painting every time they go in and out, even if it is subconscious, even though they may not stand and stare at it, the vibration is in that foyer. The vibration is there for you, and your faith in your work, you can smile because that's what you did. That's what happened, is that you were able to create a piece for the souls that live in that building. And the souls will react the way they react very often when they're confronted by love. They go backwards because I don't know what to do with that. So you stand strong in knowing that you were led, you were worked through, that you represent the law, the light, the essence in action. Now, I give thanks in knowing that Kayla is strong in that knowingness, that with every breath that she takes, is particularly when it is being, what do they call that, opening, when they have the opening of it, that there is a knowingness that you were directed to do this. You were given support and love and all the things. Know that, and then stand in truth with chin held up high, because there is lots of love around you. If you want to call in your angels, because I know you work with angels, call them all in. Have them strengthen and deepen and work that with that essence of you as you ground, bring yourself in and radiate the love that you put into that painting. Be that love, know that love. And I give the thanks in knowing this as we release this, knowing that you are strong, that you know that you're loved, representing that love and radiating that love. And as we release this, we say, and so it is. Whew. Okay. Maggie G has said, thank you for the blessings with your treatments. I will listen tonight and absorb all your words of wisdom. Blessings to you all. Yes, take what you need. Take what's there that you can utilize and move forward. Now, Marion is next on the list here, and she says, good evening, Norma, and blessings to all. Remember, she is working the bowl, it's brass, total brass bowl, beautiful, and which helps stabilize me because it's my bowl and I love it, and Marion works it. So partners, and you might say they're partners working together here. So Marion is same as what she has done, is manifesting a new home. And the number she gave me was, I wrote it down, but I've written it down funny. Oh no, I wrote down 31. We don't have that. 7 and 20 and 21. I'm really confusing myself here. Well, I could go back and look, but I'm not going to. I could. It's on my phone, so I'm going to do that because something's not quite right here. And oh, it's 3:17. I put the line in between 3 and 17 different. That makes so much difference. One of the things, just on a side, is that sometimes we for me in particular, because I'm speaking off the top of my head all the time, it's not planned, and is that sometimes we perhaps get a little lost in the words or say things, but thing is to admit that when you're not correct. I'm just going to say right now, the last 2 Sundays, I've got off topic. I don't know how. I'm talking about one thing, and all of a sudden this thought comes into my mind, comes out of my mouth, and I'm onto a different topic from what I'm speaking on. So for those that are watching a Sunday Thought, please bear with me while whatever I'm going through at this moment is that I add on for some reason of certain things, and I go later, what on earth was I doing over there? But I trust that even in going over there, it is because somebody needs to hear what I have to say. So Marion, which we've had for several weeks now, is manifesting a new home. 3, 17, and 21. 3 is the love, and the love always will respond. Maybe not in our timeline. Sometimes our timing is much sooner. We want it now, always want it now, and it doesn't always work out. But it says, use the balancing of what you have. The 21 is the balance of everything will come together. It's patient. I think this is about patience. Patience in knowing. Now, patience and trust. Sometimes when I say like patience, what I'm getting really is trusting in the right time and right place that things will occur. Excuse me here. So I'm going to just manifest from that as trust and faith is are the two things. You might say, oh, I have lots of faith, but sometimes we don't always have as much, but to trust that it will be there, it will come. So maybe we're looking at some patience here. I know there is one power, and I know that as I speak my word for Marion, that she also knows there is one power and one essence, and her belief also in the angels is really big, like huge. And I know that the lovingness that comes from her angels, from the energy of love that I deal with, and the energy of being, there is an able to balance it into the world, so that the love that we feel inside and putting it out is usually based on number 17. We have to watch that we're still holding on to what we know and what we have and how that works. I notice that there is a lovingness here. They're putting love out into the world so that that love can come back into beingness. The manifesting of a new home in a way to your specifications. There's patience here because as we put out, we don't put everything out. We receive, and then we put out. But we don't put out everything that we receive. That's what the star is talking about, the balancing of the energies. If we put everything out, then there's nothing left for us. And we must grow and bring forth that which is within us. And so I know that in the manifestation of your new home is really about balance, because even 21, the world is balancing everything. Everything is balanced. And what I get here this time is tremendous, is the having the patience of knowing the right timing and right place and right sense. So let us move into treatment. I know there is one power and there's one essence. I know, and I give thanks that Marion's connection to that higher power is there, working to manifest through love a new home in that equals to what it is that she wants and desires. Her knowingness, her trust, her faith, and having the patience that she's had through this time, that she can allow that the right timing isn't always the easiest thing to hang on to, because we always, as we're humans, want it now. We want it here now. Please, bang, bang, bang on my table. We want it now. And often in life, I always think the great computer in the sky has to pull a whole pile of things in play to make it so that it comes in at the right time, at the right place, that everything matches. It's kind of like a Rubik's Cube where everything is being put into play, where all of a sudden there it all is. And that's very much what's happening in the great sense of whatever it is that you want, whatever is happening and going on. Is sometimes there's time for it to just think of all the little different things it has to create and work with, but having patience and the knowing that it is working, having patience and knowing that everything is coming together exactly how you want it. It's for that I am incredibly and truly grateful, knowing that Marion will manifest a new home through trust and faith and patience, as it all is being worked out now in a whole new and different way. And that's what life does. It brings us everything together. And for that, we give thanks on the highest way so that it can work and be. And I truly say thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of Marion, as we release this, knowing that it is true, it is done, and it will be. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so now we have Karen. Always like that when Karen's in here early. Greetings, all. I would love a treatment for the embodiment of smoothness in my life. Don't you like those words? Embodiment of all these words. Hang on. My embodiment of smoothness. I can see a surface that is so smooth in my life. And we've got 6, 14, and 7. Many thanks. Well, many thanks to you. Actually, if you, it's not shaking the table, but I'm putting my fingers down here on the table as I kind of contemplate. I love these words, embodiment of smoothness. So when we're looking at these 3 numbers here, what it shows with the number 6 is the confusion and the unsettlement. So it's not balanced, it's not smooth, it's out of whack. But the 14 says time and balance. You know, when we want something to manifest, whether it's an internal element like smoothness in the life, we have to, it's time. Often when that is occurring, when we're waiting from the beginning, we think this is what we want and we're going to where we're heading, what ends up happening is that we get impatient. But it is that journey of the embodiment of the smoothness that we actually work and to manifest that. Because in that time of embodiment, we come to the number 7, which is the letting go of the past. Maybe the frustration that it's not now. Maybe the sense of direction of which way do I go and what do I achieve and what do I do? Excuse me. So that is all unfolding through the time. I have a saying that says time, well, for myself, but it's time is your friend. Time actually works for you because, again, that whole big computer in the sky doing all the things it's got to do with love. And it's like understanding you've got 2 basic changing things. Number 14 is 2 7s. And so, but 14 is further along the way than 7 in the sense of the journey, if you were looking at the whole hierarchy journey. Now, the thing here is, I say, let go of the confusion. Why don't I have that? What am I doing? That is agitating the lack of smoothness. That is agitating it. So the embodiment of it is the last 2 numbers, 14 and 7. 14, as you know, is temperance. And that's a balancing where you are as you begin your new path of smoothness. And 7 says, in order to get there, you need to let go of the past. You need to say bye-bye, bye-bye. Nothing to do with us. We're not going there. And so as we do this, we find that in the treatment that's coming in just 2 secs, there is an acceptance of what was and a looking forward to what will be. I know the one power and the one essence that's all loving and accepting, that as I speak my word for Karen to embody the smoothness of life and self and everything, to allow life to move smoothly. I know that I need to let go my fears. I know I need to let go my frustration of things not happening quick enough. I know I need to also let go of my expectation of how it is supposed to be. In the releasing and the letting go comes balance. It comes balance, even though I know I'm not there yet. It is the awareness of embodying your awareness that life is a journey and that your smoothness, your essence, your awareness is able to move through the unsettlement so that you can let go of it's letting go of this past that you've had. It's like what I see in my mind is here you are here and this elastic band pulling out, and here you are now, but you haven't let go of the old. This has got to be let go of so that you can come pick up where you are in the present to move forward. I know that you have the ability to let it go and not to repeat mental patterns. I know that you also understand that when you do that, when you do look back and you get into a frenzy because it's not smooth as you want it to be at that moment, is that you forgive yourself for getting back and caught up in the old thread. Unhook from the old threads. Let them go. You do not need them. You are embodying the new. You're embodying smooth, which is acceptance of what is. Because if you want to change something, you've got to accept it fully in order to move forward. And sometimes that is just by letting it go. And as we let go, we move into the direction that we want to. I give thanks in knowing that Karen is connected, does know, and is now what I call fine-tuning, tuning up the little bits and pieces, letting go, which holds her back from having the embodiment of smoothness that she wants and desires and will have. So it's moving forward. It doesn't say you're there yet. You're in process. And so you let go of the past, you move forward into the future, and it will be. So I give thanks in knowing this. I give thanks in realizing that Karen is going to discard, unhook, whatever you want to call it, the past, and move into the smoothness of life. And smoothness doesn't always mean nothing sort of unsettles us, because this is always about growth, and growth can unsettle us. But knowing that you can embody the path that you're on and move through all the, do I call them trials that come up? It's almost like trials. Like, have you got this? Do you really understand this as you're moving forward? I give thanks in knowing this, that there is joy of smoothness in this transition that you're going through. And I release this by saying, and so it is. Amen. Oh, big breath. And another drink of water here. Okay. Lori Bradley says, hi, Norma. And I say hi back. Karen Lee. Okay, I know I have to write something here. So Karen Lee. With love, a mind treatment for your mom. Yes, for Margaret. And she's given me some numbers, 1, 2, and 3. I love this. Is it hands clapping? We are in a way waiting. Actually, I think we're part, and I had got a hit way earlier that of a certain timeline when she would depart, and we're kind of past that. So I'm very interested in these 3 numbers here for Margaret. 1, 2, and 3. Everything is possible. The choice has to be made, and love awaits. Basically, very simple. But I really feel that there's a more readiness. There's a more, as I check into Margaret, that she's more ready to embody and to express and to come at one with the loving force. But when we've had a life where we haven't felt love, especially universal love, it's very easy for us to sort of say, well, we know everything is there, go for it, kind of thing. But there's always that fear of what it means because they're not used to it. And some people have to go through all this before they make their transition. Others do it after the transition. And I know this is difficult for Karen Lee because that means she has to have patience, understanding, and just please, just transition. And it's like the lovingness is growing within her, the desire to have that. It comes in the way I see it right now. It comes in waves, and she grabs. It's like she grabs hold of it, doesn't trust it yet. So really, what we want here is to treat for trust in that love that she's getting a sense of, trust in knowing that the light awaits and it's supportive and loving, and all the, I want to say horror actually, that has gone on before in her life can be let go and be in a transitionary time of being kind of let go, so that she can relax into the love. So let's see what treatment brings. I know in the one power and the one essence, as I speak my word for Margaret, that it's like the light now is all around her. She's in a bubble of her own, I'm going to say distress, discomfort, and the light is compressing. So what's happening is that it's harder even now than it was before, because everything is right there that needs to be let go of. In the letting go, there is freedom. And once the letting go occurs fully, the transition will occur very, very easily and quickly, which then will probably take everybody by surprise and, have the reactions then. But I really feel, and I'm strengthening the inner core of Margaret, so that as she strengthens and begins to feel more and more into the love that's there and accepts it, that it's there for her, that this isn't false, that is not a dream, it is not whatever, it is real. And that's in that number 2, where they're having to make a decision and a choice. And I can feel and see and sense her opening up more, because it's alluring. When you run into the love force, it's very alluring. It's like you want to know more about it. It's like you can't believe it in your mind. It's like it doesn't make sense. And so it's like allowing it in. And I really feel that it's like breaking down, excuse me, my eyes are itchy, breaking down the resistance to being loved. So it's like letting go the guilt, the regret, the fears, all of this, which she's lived with a lot of her life, letting go of those and embracing the light and love fully and totally. I give thanks in knowing that Margaret is opening up and accepting that love is there for her, and that she can welcome it as it comes in and gives her all that she needs to know and be. So I give thanks by saying, and so it is, as we release and let go. So thank you. Laurie Bradley says, absolutely. She gives me, hang on, Laurie, I got to write that down, my dear. The 3 numbers that we get here is 5, 12, and 22, but no direction. Excuse me, as I rub my nose. Boy. Okay. Well, 5 is the Hierophant, which says there's more knowledge needed. 12 is acceptance, accepting things as they are, and 22 is having faith. So let's link those together. What we have here is the need of more understanding of how acceptance works, so that the faith and the lovingness and the future can be looked at in a different way. I just want to see, no, there's nothing else there. Okay. I'm really drawn to the middle number 12 of the acceptance. I think the 5, yeah, the knowledge that we attain and we bring in and make it part of us. It's like having, we can be taught, or we learn, and we read books or tapes or whatever we're looking at, and we get a little bit of knowledge here. But to accept that knowledge, to accept the direction, to accept that there is a power here that supports you and loves you, and sometimes even to accept that the issue that's going on needs to be accepted, because we don't change anything until we accept 100%. Acceptance is one of the keys that passes all the way through the tarot. Acceptance levels, to accept, accept, accept. Not always easy to do, because it's not what we want to do. We want things just to be the way we want them, and they're not. Sometimes we have to accept this is how it is, so that we can let go and move forward. And that's where the faith comes in. If you have an understanding that no matter what, you're loved for you, that their judgments, the love force does not judge, it accepts, it supports, it gives you what you need and require to move through whatever it is that's being created around you. So we're just going to do a treatment on this. I know there is one power and there is one essence for Laurie, and I know that she has a lot of knowledge already. But it is time to accept what is working and what isn't. What isn't working, let go. Where you have resistance, where you have a feeling of uncertainty, just let it go, let it flow. And in the acceptance of where you are at any given time, know that you have faith in yourself and the universal love force, whatever you call it. We all have different names, and that's okay. The name is not important. It's the knowingness that it's there, and the allowing of it to work gently and easily through your life, allowing it. And that's the acceptance of that. So we've got 2 levels of acceptance here. We've got acceptance of what works and what doesn't work for you. And we've got the acceptance that the love force, God, if you will, is always there supporting you and bringing to you what you require. Many people don't realize that sometimes the things that we don't like have to be brought to us to deal with and cope with, so that we can have what we want. Because until we accept the position of where we are, we can't move forward. Because it's like looking at that saying, oh yes, bye-bye, but I am more than this. I am more than what we want. So it is really very important to be able to move forward with faith. But moving forward with faith doesn't mean denying that which has come before. It is about accepting what's come before and knowing the direction of where you want to go and what you want to do and how you want to be. So there's a big transition for you, Laurie. Big transition. It's about letting go what has been and accepting that. Accepting the behaviors, which are usually you do without even thinking. Words come out of your mouth without thinking. Prime candidate of that. So it's like knowing that you're moving into the place where you're going to be on stronger grounds in relation to your spirituality, to your philosophy. And there may be some things here that you have to accept that you don't want to have to accept. Accept them and get them out of the way. We all have, things in the closet. What do they call that? Ghosts in the closet. And so we just have to forgive ourselves. I'm big on forgiveness, self-forgiveness, because I've had to do it many times in my life. And it's like forgiving yourself. I forgive myself for getting sidetracked on my Sunday thoughts the last 2 weeks. I had to really take a look what was going on. But it's really very much a matter of, accepting you for yourself, and don't beat yourself up. It is what it is. So you forgive yourself and you move forward and work with what you've got to work with. And so we give thanks for Laurie. We give thanks for Laurie's journey right now, the transition that she's going through from becoming aware, accepting, and having faith to move forward regardless, not reacting, knowing that this is the way she wants to be, how she wants to go, and where to go. So I give thanks for this as I release this thought, knowing that is true, it is done, that she's on her way with faith, understanding, and awareness. And so I say with great, great gratitude, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. And I'm going to have another little drink. Thanks. I'm just smiling to myself, thinking how when I woke up, I was going, where am I? What day is this? Oh my goodness. Have I got time? If I slipped through when I should have been on air. But I'm here. So we've got CC. CC seems to write in little things. Message retracted. Oh, I just noticed the doll over your right shoulder. My doll. Oh, if that's a statue. Yeah. And say with the globe, yes, my traveler. Yeah, I'm a traveler. I love traveling, and now that with all the things that went on in our world, I don't really do that as much anymore, especially with my arm as it is. I also cannot help but notice your shirt is like the sun coming through the red lines. Oh yeah, well thanks. Yeah, that's what came out today. So thank you very much, CC99. Thank you for that you're noticing. That's really nice. Thank you very much for the support over it. Yeah, my traveler right over here, he sort of reminds us that we're all on a journey, and we've got knowledge, we've got awareness, and we're heading to the direction that we need to. So I'm glad you noticed that. No one's ever mentioned that before, so thank you. Okay, Kayla says, thank you, Norma. The painting is called Standing in the Light. I will do that Wednesday and know the loving energy will always flow through the canvas, sharing love, light, and joy. Yeah, Kayla, that's tough because other people are people on a large are judgmental as heck. You know, what are you wearing? What are you doing? How are you standing? What are you saying? And it's really about you knowing that you're accepted by the light. You know what you did. You know the hours you put into that. And time is your friend here, because time, as they walk through, it will have a radiation into their auras, into their being, and some will change that unknowingly to you, because they're going to change for sure. I give thanks, and I know that. So thank you. Karen Merkus, thank you. I will take your fantastic insights to heart and into action. I bless you. I bless you. Without you gals, Karen and Karen Lee, right from the beginning, that have supported with their questions, etc., and we're able to move forward, I am very, in a way, so thankful for you. Karen Lee says, thank you once again. Most grateful for your treatments and the love. Lynn Ackland says, hi. If possible, may I have a treatment to help build on my spiritual work with my guides? Hang on a minute. We're going to put 11, 22, and 17. So you want to, hang on, to build on your, so you want connection. I'm going to put different words than you've written here. Connection to guides. That's what you're really saying, I think, and I trust I'm right. Of course. Okay, so we've got 11, 22, 17. Over the years, number 11, which is the justice symbol, I changed sort of my awareness of what that can interpret. And often that means a commitment to your journey. You see, if we look at the twos, number 2 is the high priestess, which to me is often making a decision. Number 11 is justice, sorry. And that is commitment to the decision. See, we can make a decision, but we're not committed to it. It's the commitment that brings things together. So we've got here, not only is there a needing to commitment, and that often can be exercise of learning and trusting and working back and forth. Also, 22 is faith, and then 17 is always the balancing of the energy. So what the first thing here that is most important from this Lynn, is your commitment to this journey. You're committing yourself to a new journey, and that means practice habits. Get it so that it's in there. So make whatever your daily practice is about how to communicate. I did mine through writing a lot when I was first beginning. I have a different story, and I will tell it on another day on how all my connection came. But it is really about how you work. I used to write and work things through that way. And so what I see here with the 22 is always the fool stepping out. You got to believe. You can't, I have a feeling you got to get out of your head and trying to figure it out. Like, is this right? Is this right? Is it, take it for what it is at face value. Have faith in yourself, in your life, because it's all about balance, taking in, putting out. How do we do that? How do we balance everything out? All of those things make it really, really complicated. So I'm just going to go into treatment, and trustingly, my words will help clarify what you're doing, which is commit to a practice, commit to knowing and having faith that what you get is what you get. And often when you're connecting to your guides, they're cleaning out stuff they want to clean out. So sometimes we don't like what they say, but we ask for a connection. So that's the main thing. So that commitment, and that's daily practice, I would say, for you. And then is to balance it into your life. So it's not dominating, but it's there. It's a support system. Okay. I know there is one power and one essence, and I know that Lynn is connected to this, and she desires more connection to the guides. In other words, understand them clearly, be more aware when it's them and not the mental processes. Within this, I know that Lynn can set aside a short time, it doesn't need to be long, per day to be able to commune and work with her guides so they can manifest and come forward. In doing that, what will occur will be that she will have faith in herself and her guides so that she can begin to manifest that externally into the world with a greater effect. To me, it's like a sunburst in the heart area. It's like a whole new letting go. It's a whole new trust level, a whole new awareness. And I give thanks for knowing this, that Lynn is on the journey of opening up to her greater power, her greater will, her greater essence. And for that, I give thanks phenomenally, knowing that that is true and it is done. Actually, Lynn, I have to thank you. You bring back my journey with my guides, because it definitely was a journey. And one day, maybe on Norma Talks, I'll talk about the journey that I had with my guides as time went by. But I it's one step, and another step, and another step, and another step. So it's really recognizing that. And I wish you well with it, because sometimes it's not always easy. Some guides are taskmasters, some guides are just love. And so it's like, how do you balance that sometimes? But the key always is to grow and learn and enjoy so that you're balancing. It's not everything they say you're going to be able to implement, but you can take it in and look at the philosophical element of it and enjoy. So blessings to you. And John, it says blessing to you and all here. And we say blessings to you too. And Laurie says, I really needed to hear your words, Norma. Thank you. Thank you, because without you guys coming on, I wouldn't be sitting here, or I wouldn't be waking up this evening going, what time is it? Where are we doing? And I'm giving thanks that I was woken up and not waking up, say now, which would be way too late. And Lynn says, yeah, you're definitely spot on. Oh, it's nice to be spot on, because that's what I ended up just like training as you're wanting to do now. I started like that. Mind you, I had a lot of helpfulness because I started with the tarot, and I learned how to meditate on the tarot, and I learned the laws and the lessons in the tarot. And so I had a good foundation. And then as time went by, and my guides raised me higher and higher with different guides. They take me and introduce me to the next level of guides, would you believe? But anyway, story for another day. I want to thank you very, very much for coming on. I want to thank you for listening. And I want to thank you most of all that you are wanting to seek and know. And, the old saying is nothing that I do, you cannot do too. Just practice that time. But really, my love for people to grow and learn and understand is really, really important. If you haven't watched last Wednesday's Norma Talks, where I talk about my expanded chakra, I may have left some things out a little bit, but at the same point, you'll get to understand a little bit that our chakra system is just so much more than what people think. And it's all we are. We live in this bubble of energy. And it's like knowing how much there is. Support that we have from that system is unbelievable. And if there's blockages anywhere in that system, it can get off kilter a little bit. So it's really about keeping that all in line. I truly wish you well. Oh, yes. On the 19th, Saturday the 19th, I am doing a short, what is available is a short channeling of your guides through me workshop. Please let me know if you're interested. I have a number of seats still available, but they will be going ahead on, I think it's the 19th. I'm really great on remembering the number. Plus, remember, I just woke up. So if you're interested in that, get hold of me. And you can always get hold of me through the website. I've had other people say, how do we do this? How do we do that? Go to the website and normacowie.com. It'll have my email address, which actually may be incorrect. Someone let me know. No, that was my address because I wanted to send a letter. Oh, we're straightening up. It's just I have a wonderful friend who takes care of my website. So sometimes things are a little behind, but we're getting there. We love it. So thank you. I'll be back next Monday, awake or asleep. And I'll see you on Wednesday, 9 a.m. in the morning. Bye now.